What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Starcraft 2 video. This one was played at the WCS in Leipzig and was the grand finals of that tournament. Spawning here in the top right-hand corner of Eastwatch Ellie, playing with the blue Protoss pieces. He currently evened up the score and wants to keep this series rolling in his favor. His name is ShoWTimE. And his opponent spawning in the cross position, playing with the red Zerg pieces. He's currently known as the best player on the planet. His name is Serral. So, guys and girls, I've got to say, this series has been one that has been absolutely incredible, has been a lot of fun to watch on both sides. Both these players are two, as I said, of the best players currently in the world, playing at the highest level here of StarCraft 2. And Serral, surprisingly enough, he started off extremely strong, and then ShoWTimE kind of gained on, started to do a few, some adjustments to his game, and kind of threw Serral off a few times. So I'm really interested to see how Serral's going to respond to his opponent. ShoWTimE, of course, as I've said, I believe is one of the best, if not the very best, Protoss player on the planet currently. But that's always up for debate simply because of stats who made it to the grand finals at BlizzCon. But like I said, guys, it's all up, those all, a lot of opinions can arise from that, but I do think nonetheless ShoWTimE is an absolute monster with the Protoss pieces. This guy is incredible and has showed us the past couple of games just how good he really is against the best player currently in the world, which is, of course, Serral. So I'll be interested to see what both of these players do. To start off, though, it looks like a hatch gas pool opener is coming out of Serral. Very, very standard. There is a probe from ShoWTimE coming across the map to scout that out. And we see ShoWTimE, he's going for a standard gateway into that cybernetics core, and then, of course, the natural nexus in the low ground. So nothing completely out of the ordinary just yet by either one of these players. Looks like the Zergling speed upgrade is going to be started here very quickly. Most standard upgrade for the Zerg, at least in the early stages of the game. Going to go ahead and get a couple of those queens out. I'm also seeing now the Stargates coming in for ShoWTimE. And it looks like now ShoWTimE wants to see when that drone is going to be going to get that third base here. And it looks like, I believe he scouted that, or it looks like he's going to scout it at least right now. So we have Serral going on his third base at this point in the game. Adept is now moving across the map. Warp Gate research is going to be coming in for ShoWTimE. And now we're going to kind of have to wait and see if he is just going to shade in to try to get a little bit of some scouting information. That's probably what's going to happen. That's exactly what does happen. We are going to see the tech of choice coming out of the Stargate, which of course is an Oracle. I like that decision. And we're going to also see, of course, the Overlord speed coming out of Serral very early on here in this game, which I really like that decision a lot as well, simply because Nematized Carapace really helps with that scouting information, and those both the Zergling speed as well as the Nematized Carapace are going to be finishing up right now. And we are going to see, and now the follow-up is going to be a Phoenix coming out of that out of the Stargate. Now, a couple of these Zerglings are going to try to get the surround on some of these Adepts. The Adepts are trying to buy some time so we can shade away. Looks like he's probably just going to be able to get away, and that's exactly what ends up happening. We're going to start seeing some Spore Crawlers coming in now that the Scout was... now that we did see the Phoenix was scouted, or I believe maybe it was the Oracle was scouted. But yeah, the Oracle is going to be coming into that main base location. You're going to try to get some kills. You do not want to lose that Oracle, and ShoWTimE will smartly... back off, at least at this point. We are going to see the layer start morphing in for Serral. So Serral's going to try to go for those higher tier layer units, whereas ShoWTimE is also going to go ahead and get his robotics facility down. And I like that decision a lot. Going to get the robotics facility, and now the Phoenix has come out of course, the Stargate. And it looks like the follow-up is going to be a Forge as well as a Twilight Council, so we're probably going to start seeing those ground-based upgrades coming out of the Forge, and then, of course, with that Twilight Council, we're starting to see how this game is starting to evolve. Looks like that third base is what is what ShoWTimE is planning on doing at this point in the game. Going for that third Nexus here, probably at some point or another. Whereas Serral has essentially scouted this. He does know that this is most likely going to be going down. He did have a Zergling down here in this corner. Zerglings will go ahead and fully confirm this. So now Serral is you know, he's all about that scouting information. He wants to know exactly what's going on. He is going to see that the War Prism is going to be coming out very, very soon. There is a War Prism now out, and the question is are we going to get a push here relatively soon by ShoWTimE? Creep spread's starting to kind of move out. It's starting to move closer and closer to that halfway point on the map as we're approaching that 6-minute mark. But both players are now, you know, they're giving each other a lot of mutual respect, and I like that a lot. Serral decided to go ahead and get the Hydralisk Den. Now he's going to go ahead and get the Hydra, start those Hydra upgrades. We're also going to see the Evolution Chamber is down, and that Evolution Chamber is going to start those +1 ground-based upgrades as well. Question is who's going to really, you know, be the first to essentially attack the other? Is the big question I have. We are going to see those upgrades coming in from the Twilight Council as well as the Forge. The Twilight Council is upgrading the charge upgrade for the Zealots. And then those +1 ground-based unit upgrades are going to be coming out as well. We are going to start seeing the Immortal production beginning. And ShoWTimE looks like he is going to get fully saturated on all 3 bases. Storm is also going to be researched at this point. So very interesting, you know, decision making here by both of these players. But Serral is essentially scouting everything. This is what Serral does so well. He knows exactly what's going on. We're going to see that Roach Worm. We're going to see the Infestation Pit as well as the Lurker Den. So I think Serral feels confident in going for the higher tier Hive units. He wants to kind of see exactly what's going on. Muscular Augments are going to be finishing up as well as those ground weapons level 1. So both players are really, you know, they're giving each other so much respect at this point in the game, and I love it. I really do. I think it's great. The Hive is going to be started for Serral, and ShoWTimE, you know, he is consistently getting a lot of scouting information as well out of, you know, out of his units. So both players are really getting, you know, a lot of that scouting information. They're giving each other a lot of that respect, and they're both seeing exactly what's going on. The Psionic Storm is going to be finishing up in less than 5 seconds. The Ground Carapace level 1 is also going to be finishing up for Serral. So the question that remains is who is going to go ahead and attack first? Because as we can see, you know, both players are very accustomed to getting a lot of that scouting information, which is extremely important, that they both feel. Getting that Observer in a beautiful spot, kind of keeping track of this Zergling army. And then, of course, we're going to see that our Zerg player is going to scout that this 4th Nexus is going down. So the 5th hatchery is going down. I can't believe how much respect these players are giving each other. Now, I understand it to a degree, but it's just hard for me to believe just how much respect they're giving one another. At this point in the game, they have really, neither one of them has really attacked the other. And both are just kind of, you know, starting to mass a bigger and bigger force. And I love it. I really do. We're going to see these two armies essentially clash at one point or another. And this Protoss army is going to be very scary the longer this game goes. Because as we approach that 9-minute mark, we do see a Dropper Lord is going to come in and is probably going to start picking up some of these units. So I'm assuming that there's going to be a drop somewhere or another. Now, these Zealots may be in a perfect position, or at least one of them is going to be in a perfect position possibly to scout these units that are starting to come. We do have some of those Zealots are going to try to get a couple of these Queens. Beautiful pickup here for our Protoss player. Now, the question that remains, though, did ShoWTimE see that there was going to be a drop that was going to be coming in? And there's a massive drop coming into this location here. Now, the pickup is going to have to be on point because some of these units are going to try to pick off some of those Overlords and that, or the Dropper Lords, and that does not seem to be the case as of yet. But you got to be so careful at this point if you are ShoWTimE, Now, you know, the beautiful mass recall really saved ShoWTimE at this point. Now, he is going to try to go in for another drop. He's going to lose one of those overlords, and that was a pretty nice pickup right there. And these some of these High Templar, those storms are going to be devastating to a lot of those lurkers if you let them just kind of sit there. Now, here we go. It does look like ShoWTimE might get a little bit of an angle. Some of those lurkers are going to be in a great spot, though. Got to be so careful. And there's another massive little engagement, I should say, that is happening near that front doorstep of the Protoss player. It looks like Serral is really trying to kind of move in here. That Spire's going to be coming in as well as the Mothership. Very interesting decision-making by both of these players at this point in the game. Those Immortals are giving so much value to our Protoss player. And now it looks like Serral's going to try to get an angle. Once again, Serral is having some trouble trying to get into these, try to break the opponent's kind of main army line. At this point in the game, those lurkers are going to give a lot of value, though, and it looks like the drop is coming in. Another drop is going to be happening towards that first, that main base location, and it looks like now these, this Overlord is probably not going to live whatsoever. Now, these lurkers are in a great position, though, really in range of that fourth base. But as I said, you know, these little groups of Zerg units are really getting picked off very easily by this high-tier tech army composition of the Zerg, or I should say of the Protoss. Now, the Protoss player is going to pounce on some of these lurkers and is going to get a lot of value there, but there's another army of roaches and a couple of hydras that are moving towards that main ramp into the natural expansion, trying to go after some of these high tier units of our Protoss player. Getting some value right now is Serral, but we're going to start seeing carriers as well as some of these Tempests, and that Mothership's going to be coming out here relatively soon as well. More and more units are moving across the map for Serral. I think Serral is starting to possibly get a little bit uncomfortable with the current situation, because he has not broken his Protoss opponent, and those Tempests, you do not want to lose those Tempests at this point in the game. More and more roaches are going to be coming in here for Serral. We're also going to see that Greater Spire getting started. More and more of these Hydralisks are going to be moving in, and now I'm a little bit concerned, but with the mass recall, beautiful play here by our Protoss player. ShoWTimE is doing a really great job holding on at this point in the game. The longer he holds on, the better his chances are of winning this match. But these Hydras are doing so much damage to a lot of these units. Trying to get the surround is ShoWTimE, but these Hydralisks are doing a lot of work at this point in the game, and you do not want to lose these High Templar for free. And it does look like a very nice storm comes in, but that High Templar will go down. But as I said, the longer this game goes, you're going to have these high-tier tech units by ShoWTimE. But it does look like, once again, Serral is going to jump on some of these unit structures in the natural base expansion, going after that base, which is, of course, the natural base expansion. He is going to go after it, and we'll see if he's able to get it. Does not look like that is probably going to be the case, because a lot of Tempests are here to kind of clean this up. These Hydras are doing so much work, though, even in the grand scheme of things, doing a lot of damage to these units. And now he's pouncing on the fourth base location. It does look like Serral is starting to do Serral-based things, going all over the map, doing a lot of damage. And slowly but surely, he is consistently expanding at this point. Serral is in a great position now, really putting so much pressure on his opponent. And now that fourth base, that fourth nexus, is going to start going down once again. Now, we are seeing the carrier production is starting to ramp up, and it's going to get pretty scary the longer this game goes. But I actually like the position currently for Serral, simply because he's dictating the pace of the game, and this is what he does so well. He's once again going to go into that natural location. He's going to try to pounce on this army. Got to be so careful. Those storms are absolutely beautiful right now. And now it does look like the Corruptors are out on the map. And with that Mothership there, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of damage that Serral can do as of right now. Now, he knows he's ahead, and he is ahead of the supply count. It does look like those Corruptors are going to try to pounce on this army. He is actually not afraid. Serral is going to go right after these high units of the Protoss. Serral is doing a lot of damage, but is it enough? Because there are still a lot of units left here. Those Corruptors went ahead and got that mothership. Now they're going after all the Tempest, as well as, of course, the... Oh my god, so much damage being done to the carriers and all of these, you know, high-tier tech units. Beautiful play here by Serral. Serral is playing this thing absolutely brilliantly. Now some of these Corruptors are going to try to take out that natural expansion, but are not going to be successful as of right now. And there, behind all of this, is another wave of Hydras. The Hydras are coming most likely to this 4th base location. They're going to try to take out as many of these units as possible. Gotta be careful with those High Templar. Once again, here we go. It looks like Serral wants to pounce on this army and do as much damage as possible. The splits are really nice. The beautiful storms, though, trying to get the surround on a lot of these units. But there's just so many Hydras. GG is called. And Serral takes a commanding lead over his opponent 3-2. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Serral and ShoWTimE, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.